welcome back. And what are we talking about today?
Well, across all ages, I think one of the most favorite types of scenes that people love to watch are definitely the eating ones. And there's already a lot of those in the TV dramas and films nowadays, right? So today, why don't we talk about what goes on behind these eating scenes?
It sounds absolutely intriguing. Of course, for us, the viewers, it's entertaining and fun and or even appetizing to watch these eating scenes. But a lot of work goes into these so-called mukbang, right? It's not that easy to make it look good.
That's right, and it's probably even harder when the food doesn't taste good. Let's get behind the eating scenes right now on today's Celebrity Talk.
Now, as we mentioned, it's no easy task filming these eating scenes. Jasper tells me sometimes they have to spit out the food.
That's right, and especially if you have a lot of takes, right? Like as you all know, it's very rare that if you get a scene with just one single take, sometimes mistakes are made, and most often you need multiple angle shots. And that means if you have eating scene, you have to eat over and over and over. Do you remember Still Rain where Jung-ho eats noodles?
Oh yeah.
Just for that one scene, he had to eat 8 big bowls of noodles. 8 big bowls.
Wow. I get just full on just 2 bowls, but I can't imagine eating 8 bowls. That's crazy.
Yes, actually before that scene, before the noodle scene, there was a scene where Jung-ho is just lying down and Kak Do-won is eating burger by himself. Well, Kak Do-won kept teasing on Jung-ho because he knew that Jung-ho is really hungry and saying things like, I'm just gonna enjoy this burger by myself. So by the time Jung-ho was filming the noodle scene, he was so hungry that he was downing the noodles. But he ended up eating 8 big bowls that he was so full by the next day that it was hard to move.
I mean, it's amazing because in this particular scene, Jung-ho makes the food look so delicious because if I'm not mistaken, his character was supposed to be very, very hungry. But after 8 bowls, how do you make it look convincing? Now, it's funny you mentioned Kwak Do-won because he too had to eat his fair share of hamburgers. Apparently, he had to scarf down 5 different burgers. He said in an interview that he wanted to see no more burgers in his life.
Wow.
You know, actually, he really loved burgers before, but now just the thought of it makes him a little sick.
I love burgers and pizza, those kind of stuff myself as well, but I feel bad for him now. That reminds me of another actor who had eating scenes a lot, actor Jo Sung-ha.
Yes, actor Jo Sung-ha in his movie Taklamakan. Well, he had to eat jampong, a spicy noodle soup dish. Well, the director wanted steam rising off the top of the jampong to look it more appetizing. And he also wanted Jo Sung-ha to eat like he was in a rush. So Jo Sung-ha ended up eating 7 bowls of very spicy and hot jampong that he burned his whole mouth.
That sounds dangerous, and it turns out it is very dangerous because he hurt his gums so much that for 2 months he was unable to chew properly. That's some kind of dedication from the actors. I will never, ever take these acting scenes for granted again. Turned out great because Jo Sung-ha's scene in this movie was quite convincing.
Actors do what it takes to get the shot, right? But sometimes it can be easier than burning the inside of your mouth. For example, Kim Tae-ri in the movie Little Forest, she had a lot of eating scenes as well, and she brought in over 1 million people to theaters.
It's such a lovely movie, right? About a woman from the city adjusting to the countryside. Well, there's a lot of food that Kim Tae-ri cooks in the scene, like red bean rice cake, cucumber cold bean soup noodles, tteokbokki, fried food, Japanese food, and pasta. Well, all this, Kim Tae-ri had to work with culinary team and food stylist team to learn how to prepare, cook, and eat all these dishes.
Now, if you watch the movie, it makes sense, right? Because in most film scenes, if I'm not mistaken, there's a props team that prepares the food for you in advance. But because Kim Tae-ri had to actually showcase the cooking that doubles as a healing method for the city gal, she had to not only cook, but also eat as appetizingly as possible. Now, we keep going back to this, but to make it look good is a skill on its own. You can't overdo it, and you have to sell it quite well with emotions and all the facial expressions, right?
Right, I think it's really hard because when we usually eat, we don't really make a lot of facial expressions, right? So Kim Tae-ri was asked to look like the food is delicious, but not like she's tasting it for the first time. Well, her first food scene was cabbage soybean paste stew, and she was so pressured, but she passed with flying colors.
All the foods in that movie looked really delicious for me. And if it were me with those food scenes, I would probably be like Jun-yeol, like genuinely enjoying the food.
Yes, he did. Well, Kim Tae-ri just ate what she had to for her scenes, but Jun-yeol didn't really go with the script. He really ate it all. Like, after the shots are over, usually the actors just stop eating, right? But Jun-yeol kept on eating the remaining on set.
I agree with Jasper. I mean, if I'm given this glorious table of delicious-looking food, I think I would need to finish the meal myself. Not much acting required. Great cast, great food. Maybe this is why The Little Forest is so well received here in Korea. If you haven't already, be sure to check it out in theaters near you.
So when it comes to food scenes, eating scenes, who else is a very good eater?
Well, I would definitely add Lee Dong-wook to the list. Well, in Guardian, the Lonely and Great God, he had a scene where you just have to take one bite out of a sandwich. But by the time they finished filming that scene, he finished 2 whole sandwiches. And he really loved that sandwich that he ordered 2 more to go right after the shoot.
You know, I love a good sandwich, don't get me wrong, but having 4 in a row might be a tough task. He clearly likes his sandwich, and I wonder, does Lee Dong-wook and Suji go on a lot of sandwich dates? If he's this fond of sandwiches. But getting back on track, I'm turning my attention from one really good-looking actor to another good-looking one who's great at devouring food on scene. Let's talk about Jung Hae-in.
I agree. Jung Hae-in, well, he played an inmate in the TV drama Prison Playbook, right? And he said everything he ate with his cellmate on set was so delicious. Well, when they were filming dining scenes, he would take seconds and thirds for very different takes. And when they were eating instant spicy mixed noodle, he ate literally a lot because he really enjoyed it. And about the instant spicy mixed noodle, there's a lot of questions thrown to the TV shows about recipe.
I think that his fans would probably like anything that he eats in the dramas, for example. And starting March 30th, Jung Hae-in stars in the new TV drama called Pretty Lady Who Buys Me Food with Son Ye-jin. So I'm sure he's going to have a lot of very delicious dishes and eating scenes.
Well, I certainly look forward to that. Now, some actors actually turn to the press and give tips on how to master the art of eating on screen, right, Hannah?
Yes, we can't forget about Lee Jun-ho in the TV drama Good Manager, and there he eats very much and very often, like ramen, Chinese food, and Korean food. Well, when he was asked how he makes everything look so delicious, his answer was quite simple: 1 meal a day. Well, he usually just eats 1 meal a day, and everything he eats that day must be so delicious that he enjoys it a lot.
So he eats 1 meal a day, even when he's not filming? I guess
I think so, yeah.
I guess that's probably how he stays fit. And I'm not sure if I can do that. You know, after a nice lunch, you want to have some kind of supper, even if it's a smaller.
Bigger dinner, even.
Yeah.
Plus, another actress to reveal how she eats so well on camera was Seon-jin. Well, remember her in the drama Let's Eat Season 2? Well, she said at first she had a hard time because whenever she eats, she would get an upset stomach because she eats pretty slowly, but the director wanted her to eat faster. So what she did is taking digestion medicine and rest right after eating. But that had trained her stomach so well that she did an incredibly great job in another TV drama, another 오해영.
Oh, absolutely. There were so many scenes from that successful TV drama. And in the TV drama itself, her co-star Eric actually says to her, "You eat so prettily." And not as in you look pretty, you look pretty eating is what he's getting at. And I do wonder, what is her trick to making these scenes look pretty?
Well, maybe I could tell you what Seon-jin said. She says she eats fast and chew a lot. Maybe I think she practices in the mirror because she looks so adorable, right?
Yeah, and if that just takes practice, and you guys can, try practicing in a mirror as well, so that whenever you're eating, you will look pretty.
Do you do that, Jasper?
No, I haven't done it actually, but we should try that. And it's really nice to know that actors actually work at it to make the eating scenes, food scenes look better.
Better indeed. It certainly takes hard work to get these scenes just right. And for one actress, it meant that she had to brave through gastroenteritis. We're talking about Ryu Hae-young of Reply 1988. She was actually quite sick, but she had to brave through eating bowls and bowls of spicy noodle known as jjampong. Frankly, if they asked me, I would have been like, no, thank you, bye-bye.
Well, I think before I was like the most other viewers, thinking about how delicious the food looked and wondering about what the actors are eating, where I could get some maybe. But now I just have a deep respect for those actors in the eating scenes, right? But still, I'm excited to see more mouth-watering scenes to come in the future.
I think that's what they want, right? It's the highest of compliments. I agree with you, Hannah. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.